The heat is on later this week, feeling like triple digits. Plus, we are tracking another round of severe thunderstorms coming up. Also tonight on Connecticut's news station, police in one city are investigating after a toddler was found dead in a home. What we know so far this evening.
Calls for police accountability at Connecticut's Capitol in the wake of an audit claiming state troopers might have falsified tens of thousands of tickets.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we do begin tonight on the Weather Watch, expecting extreme heat across Connecticut this coming week. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thank you so much for joining us. The state's hot weather protocol will be activated tomorrow and last through Sunday. That means cooling centers will be open all over Connecticut.
That includes New Haven, and that's where we find Fox 61's Gabby Molina joining us live tonight with what you need to know about this week's coming heat. Gabby.
Ben and Jen, the extreme hot weather protocol will take effect starting tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And the goal of it is really to protect the most vulnerable populations from the heat. But officials are encouraging everyone to take steps to stay safe. Potential heat wave is headed our way, with temperatures that could feel like triple digits. That's why the state's extreme hot weather protocol will be in effect for the majority of this week, from 8 o'clock Wednesday morning to 8 o'clock Sunday morning. It allows state agencies in towns and cities to coordinate with 211 to make sure people have information about the cooling centers that are open. Those looking for a place to take a break from the heat can either call 211 or check online for a list of cooling centers closest to them. They'll be open all around the state. In New Haven, for example, all city libraries and senior centers will open their doors as cooling centers during normal business hours, and city shelters will extend their hours. While the focus is on making sure vulnerable populations have a place to cool off, the heat and humidity poses a risk for everyone. According to the CDC, more than 600 people die from heat-related illnesses each year in the U.S., despite those illnesses being preventable. Officials encourage people to protect themselves from the extreme heat by limiting time outdoors. If you have to be outdoors, try to keep activities to morning and evening hours, staying in air-conditioned buildings and not relying on fans to cool off, wearing lightweight, light-colored clothing, and looking out for others as well. Checking in often on those most at risk. That includes infants and young children or people 65 and older. Hydration is key during extreme heat. Officials say people should drink more water than usual and don't wait until you're thirsty. If you're working or exercising outside, drink 2 to 4 cups of water every hour. Avoid alcohol and sugary drinks. And once again, look out for each other. Remind those around you to drink water as well. Now, if you do need to find a cooling center near you, you can head to our website, fox61.com, for more information on how to find the closest one to you. Live in New Haven, Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Gabby. And with the extreme hot weather protocol activated, again, you can also call 211 to find the closest cooling center to you.
Before the heat really turns up tomorrow, the Northeast has dealt with some severe storms so far this week. We saw some here in Connecticut today, and a storm yesterday turned deadly in central New York. 3 workers for a roofing company were reportedly struck by lightning. It happened in the town of Lincoln, just about a half-hour east of Syracuse. The Madison County Sheriff says a 39-year-old man was killed by lightning. The 3 roofers were sitting under a tree waiting for the storm to pass on over when a nearby flagpole was struck by lightning. A situation like that shows you how important it is to obviously be aware of severe weather, and we're going to be getting more of it as we already have this summer.
Yeah, we're expecting more storms later this week as well. We want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first check on the forecast, and we had storms earlier today as well. Yeah, we have another round for Thursday afternoon, and we already want to issue an alert about this, not to scare you, but just to have you kind of put this in the back of your mind so you know, okay, Thursday is when I really need to be kind of weather aware, with scattered strong to potentially severe storms in the afternoon and early evening. We'll say between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. We hope to kind of refine that time and narrow it down for you a little more as we head through the day tomorrow. In addition to the threat for some stronger storms, we also have that heat index that could get up around the triple digits for both Thursday and Friday. That's where you'll find a heat advisory in effect for much of the state for both of those days. It won't be quite as high tomorrow, though. Meantime, here's a look at the showers and storms that came through today. Dropped a lot of rain over a short period of time for some parts of northern Connecticut, Enfield, Suffield. Some towns picking up 3-4 inches of rain in a matter of just a couple of hours. That is way too much, especially after the wettest July on record. A warm start to the day tomorrow, a hot and humid finish. The humidity not crazy tomorrow afternoon. I think we'll see dew points in the mid-60s, moderate humidity, but not, tropical Florida intensity. We will get there though. For Thursday, the humidity skyrockets, and again, along with it, we could see tropical downpours and storms. We'll take a closer look, your full forecast, and when the heat breaks coming up.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Well, we are following developing news tonight in New Haven, where police are investigating the death of a young boy. Officers say they're investigating the 3-year-old's death as suspicious. That means police aren't sure if the death was natural or if something criminal happened. First responders were called to a home on Davenport Avenue around noon for a report that a boy was found unconscious. The boy was pronounced dead at the home. An autopsy will be done to figure out the cause of death, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn more.
We're following some new details to breaking news we first brought you last night here on the news at 10. Hartford police are investigating a shooting at Russ Street Apartments as a murder-suicide. Officers say 35-year-old Irving Lawler shot and killed 24-year-old Crystal Cooper before Lawler died by suicide. We're also told the couple had been dead for about 2 days' time when they were found by the family.
We look for certain things, from as small as, has the door been left unlocked, or can we get in from the outside, or there's a lot of factors that go into it. Can't imagine. That's not something I really want to think about. It's absolutely horrible, and I truly feel bad for them that they had to see that.
Hartford police also say that this is the city's second domestic violence-related homicide of the week and the 21st homicide of the year.
A woman is dead tonight after crashing her car on Route 2A in Preston. Police say Krishanda Burgos of Norwich crossed into the opposite lane and hit another car yesterday afternoon. She died on the scene of that crash. The other driver was also seriously injured.
Well, new at 10 tonight, a Middletown man pleads guilty to robbing 3 banks in grocery stores a year ago. Connecticut's U.S. attorney says that 29-year-old Gino Rizzo used notes demanding cash at People's United Bank locations in 3 different Stop and Shop store locations. It all happened last July in the Stop and Shops in Glastonbury, Newington, and West Hartford. Rizzo also disconnected his GPS monitoring bracelet back in April and left his court-mandated rehab center. He faces up to 20 years in prison and is scheduled to be sentenced in October.
2 men accused in a large street takeover event in Farmington appeared in court today. 24-year-old Antonio DeLeg of Stratford and 20-year-old Jesus Soledo Sanchez of Wethersfield are charged with first-degree endangerment and mischief. It comes after more than 150 cars took over a parking lot on Farm Springs Road in May. Their cases are scheduled to continue in September.
I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, so a lawyer in the case.
Farmington police have 3 additional warrants, and officers issued 60 tickets to spectators at the May 7th event. And new at 10, a Fox 61 follow-up tonight. A group is calling for accountability in the wake of the state police ticket audit scandal.
Troopers are accused of falsifying tens of thousands of tickets over the last decade in our state and skewing data to make it look like white drivers were pulled over more than non-white drivers. Black Lives Matter 860 held a rally at the state capitol earlier today. Fox 61's Jake Garcia joining us there now live tonight. Jake, what does this group want to be done?
Well, Ben and Jen, Black Lives Matter 860 wants more accountability for police, but they also express their frustration with policing in general across the state.
I want accountability, and I want it now.
A recently published audit by the Connecticut Racial Profiling Prohibition Project found more than 25,000 tickets issued by the Connecticut State Police may have been falsified or have skewed racial data to make it appear as if more white people were being pulled over than other ethnicities.
They created fake tickets to game a system that was supposed to keep this in check. They wanted to cheat the system instead of reforming it. The racial profiling system was created so that we could change the narrative and shift the way that policing is done.
Governor Ned Lamont is hiring an outside firm to conduct an independent investigation, while the chief state's attorney is also investigating.
And yet, had this been regular civilians, falsifying government reports is a felony. We wouldn't accept this from EMTs. We wouldn't accept this from firefighters. We wouldn't accept this from other taxpayer-funded careers.
Governor Lamont telling the public to not jump to conclusions and wait for the results of the investigation.
We're going to be absolutely forthcoming, transparent, do everything you can to make sure that they help us get to the bottom of this.
But some are calling for legal action, while others are calling for the troopers involved to be fired.
We don't need police officers falsifying reports. Get rid of every last one of them. Every last one of them needs to go. I don't care if they wrote one bad ticket.
Now, it's important to note that auditors could not determine whether those skewed data or skewed tickets were actually done intentionally or if other factors were involved. But the people we spoke to today say that just because of the large number of inconsistencies, that they believe that it was intentional. Now, state lawmakers on the Judiciary and Public Safety Committee will hold a hearing tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the state capitol to look into this even further. Live in Hartford, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you very much. And new at 10, a consumer alert tonight. If you buy your burgers at ShopRite, the grocery store chain is reporting an outbreak of salmonella linked to ground beef. The CDC says 16 people have reported illnesses in 4 states, including one in Connecticut. 6 people have been hospitalized. Investigators are working to find the source of the infected ground beef. Those who got sick said that they ate 80% lean beef from ShopRite. The CDC is reminding you that raw or undercooked ground beef can make you sick, and you should always properly cook meat.